One day, it was raining heavily. Detective was returning home after solving many cases. On the way, rain poured heavily. Detective John saw a bungalow. He went inside. Because of the downpour, there was no power in the bungalow, so he was not able to see, and he heard some weird noise, so he thought to get out of the bungalow, but he lost his way. With great difficulty, he saw 3 gates. At the first gate, the door was covered with lots of bats. Second gate was full of rust and jammed, as not used from ages. Before the third gate, some broken electric wires had fallen in the water. Anyone stepping on it would die. Can you say which door would Detective John choose and escape from the bungalow? Let us see the answer. Detective chose the third door because there is no power. So Detective John can travel in water and he escapes from the third door. There was a famous jail in America. No criminal can escape from that place because it is covered with water on all 4 sides, and it is very deep. With great difficulty, criminal Robert was caught and brought to that jail. Detective David said to Robert, "Now you cannot escape from this jail." Robert said to Detective David, "Let's see." Many days passed. Robert was planning how to escape. During lunchtime, Robert chose to collect his food. Rather than eating his food, he spent more time looking around the place to escape. He started to save and hide his food. One night, he saw all were busy and no warden nearby. He was successful in coming out of the cell. In some distance, he saw 3 doors. Behind the first door, there were hungry dogs who had not eaten for 3 days. In the second door, there was an electric shock. Anyone trying to cross, that will be a dead meal. Behind the third door was a healthy big security guy who will catch and bring you back to the cell. Can you say which door Robert will choose and how he will escape from jail? Let us see. When Robert saw the doors, he chose the first door. He gave the food to the dogs which he had saved, and dogs were busy eating food. Robert escaped from the jail. There was a businessman named Jeffrey who was on business trips most of the time. His next business trip was to Nagaland. He books his ticket and leaves for Nagaland. After he reached the destination, he called for a taxi. On the way, he sees fish lying dead in the river. He reached the hotel. On the way to his room, he's been kidnapped and taken away from the hotel to a remote house where he's locked in a room. And when he tries to escape, he finds 2 doors. He also sees some junk in the corner. When Jeffrey tries to open the first door, he finds a wild, hungry dog. And when the second door opens, he sees a river which has crocodiles. They would eat him too. Can you say which door he will choose? Let us see the answer. Second door. When Jeffrey was on the way to the hotel, he had seen fishes were dead in the river. So it's the same river that flows over. He finds the dead fishes to feed the crocodile and gets the hidden rope to cross the river and escape from there. One day, David was going for a walk. Suddenly, he heard a noise from a house. First, he thought to ignore it. Again, he heard the screaming of a lady, so he went running. When he opened the door, he found no one. Again, he asked anybody home. Then he heard the sound of the door. Door got locked. David got locked in the house. He shouted for help, but nobody came to open the door. He saw that the door had a password. If he put the correct password, the door will open. David saw a note on the door, and there were some 4-letter words: iron, parrot, kettle, and napkin. Can you find out what the password would be? How did David escape? Let us see the answer. When he saw the words, he started thinking about what the password would be. He came to know when he used the first letter of each word I, P, K, and N, the answer was pink. When David entered the password pink, the door opened and he escaped from the house. A few girls and boys were playing in the playground. After some time, 3 girls were missing. Their parents called the police and told that our kids are missing. They gave the photos of the girls. They had doubts about 3 ladies. Police went to check in the lady's house. First lady opened the door. When she saw the police, she asked what happened. The police said 3 girls were missing. So I came to inquire, the lady replied. Why would I kidnap them? I love kids so much. Second lady says to the police, I met with an accident at home and my leg is fractured. Then how I will kidnap the girls? Third lady says to the police that, if I don't like kids, then how I will kidnap the girls? Police were thinking who would have kidnapped the girls. But he came to know who had been kidnapped. Can you find out who has kidnapped the girls? Let us see the answer. If you notice, when the police went to the third lady's house, he saw some toys and he noticed the line down the cupboard had been dragged and moved. When police dragged the cupboard, there was a door. When they opened, they found the girls and matched them with the photos. The police arrested the lady. Once an old lady was resting in her room. She was snoring very badly, so someone thought that she was in a deep sleep. They took her and put her in the dark room. Suddenly, after some time, she wakes up and she sees that she is in the dark room and she shouts for help. And then she, however, managed to light a candle and she saw a door. But to open that door, she has to know that code. If she enters the wrong code, she will be locked forever. Can you say what the code will be? Let us see the answer. If you notice, there is a color pattern on the side of the door. And on the top there is a boat frame with some colors. First shape is square. It is blue in color, so if you see in the frame the blue value is 8. And the square has 4 sides, so 8 4 equals 4. So the next triangle is red in color, red value is 6. And the triangle has 3 sides, so 6 3 equals 3. Rectangle has 4 sides. The value for brown is 8 4 equals 4. Lastly, the circle has no sides, so it is 0. The code is 4340. The old lady put this code, and she came out of the room. One day, a boy named Samuel went to the forest in search of some flowers. In search of flowers, he went to the interior of the forest, and he lost his way. While he was walking, he saw a huge villa. The villa looked haunted. He opened the gate and asked if anyone was there. Then, when he reached near the door was opened, and Samuel entered, and the door closed automatically, knowing he is now locked inside the house. Samuel was searching for a door to get out. Then he saw 3 mirrors, and that it was written, out of 3, 1 mirror has a man. Search for the right mirror, or if you will die. Can you say which mirror he will choose? How will he escape? Let us see the answer. If you notice, the first mirror had an image of an alien, the second mirror had a zombie, and the third mirror had a vampire. But the vampire does not have a reflection on a mirror. So the third mirror is a reflection of a man. He touches, and that reflection shows him a way to get out of the forest. One day, Detective Jacob was stuck in the hole. From there, he reached a tunnel. He was unable to come out of the tunnel. It was an old tunnel. He was looking around for a way out. That time, he saw 3 gates. First was a jigsaw road. If he chose that path, he would be lost. Second had a big ditch. If he tries to go, he will fall down. Third door has a zombie. If Jacob tries to go, zombies will eat him. Detective Jacob was thinking what to do. Can you say which door he will choose? Let us see the answer. Detective Jacob opened the door of the third and hid until all the zombies came out, and went into the jigsaw path, and a few other zombies fell in the ditch. Like this, third door became clear, and now Detective Jacob chooses the third door and he escapes. A girl named Annie was going to her school. When she reached the school, her friends thought to play a prank with her because she was honest in her work and she studied well. When one boy went to Annie and told that Miss Nova called her in the lab, she went inside the lab and she saw no one was there, and suddenly someone locked her in the room. Then she was shouting for help. After some time, she was searching for the door. She saw 3 doors in front of her. In first door, there was an acid had fallen on the floor. If she tries to escape, she might be burned. A second room had heavy logs. If she goes, the load will fall on her and she will be dead. Third door had electric wires. If she tries, she will get the shock and she will die. Can you say which door she will choose to escape? Let us see the answer. Annie will throw her shoe in the room. The heavy weights will come down, and no, she will escape from the second door. There were 3 friends who went out: Raymond, Lucy, and Daniel. They got stuck in the magical kingdom. They were so scared and talking to each other about where we had come. This is so different now. How will we go home? When they were walking and finding a way to get rid of the magical kingdom, suddenly they heard a noise. And they see there are 3 doors. The voice says you have to choose the right door. If you choose the wrong door, your life will end. First door had smoke coming out of an acid. If they enter, they will die. Second door had a cobra. If they go, the snake will bite them. Third was having a magical fire. They all 3 were thinking what to do. Can you say which door they will choose to escape? Let us see the answer. Raymond saw there were some wood pieces. He took one wood and burned it with that magical fire. It was an illusion, and so the fire didn't burn anything. And they all 3 escaped from the third door.